Hello there! I'm Robert.
I'm Vanessa.
And we are late to the party. We forgot how to do this. We're changing things up just a little bit, going more so with a pandemic, social distancing, live streaming type format. So bear with us because it's been quite some time since we've done Schmoedown reactions for the now famous movie trivia Schmoedown.
Yes, I am looking forward to this match because we have Chris Jericho and Kevin Smith head-to-head in movie trivia. We know both of these men are extraordinary in the fields that they are in, and now bringing them together is going to be kismet.
Climactic. It's going to be epic, but we're not doing it alone.
No.
We have an old friend of the Schmoedown reactions for Late to the Party. I mean, we ventured into the Schmoedown together. Tim Franco joining us. Tim,
hello,
miss ya, love ya. It's been
love
a
you guys,
minute.
miss ya.
Been a while. Well,
I mean, like the Avengers assemble, right? I mean, it takes something great to bring us together, and what is better than a match of this proportions to bring back the OG reacting squad.
Yeah.
And they've done so well for themselves with everything. Being able to bear the pandemic, the Schmoedown has just thrived. And there are so many matches. And there was a while there, too, when they were the live studio taped shows where I was missing them. I was missing this one. And then I eventually had to go back and watch them all. But with what's going on now, like the way that they're cranking them out, like 1 episode, 4 episodes a week, with usually a special for the weekend, like I've watched all of them. I've been keeping up. Like usually it's like the next day, but I'm trying to stick with it.
For me, I wait until the end of the week so that way I can binge them all. So
That's when you're off work.
There you go.
I have another one. I have another one to watch. I have another one to watch instead of like having to wait the next day for another one.
And Tim Franco just watched your match too, man. I mean, not only are we watching them, but we're in the thick of it too.
Yeah, I mean, this format obviously has made it easier for people like Robert and I to compete because we don't have to, we're not far from California, but we don't have to go there, and it makes it much easier, and we can compete more frequently. I mean, I lost already, so I can't, but
yeah. And that's the thing. Schmoedown spoilers. You will probably hear thus far what is going on, our knowledge of the victories, the losses. So be aware if you haven't watched...
the landscape of the Schmoedown.
Yeah, if you haven't watched like the last couple weeks of matches, it may come up when we're actually doing this reaction. So, who you got? It's been a while. I almost missed it. I almost skipped over it.
Hashtag
Vanessa,
who you got?
You ended up posting a video. Basically, you were planning this because you were racking your brain as to who you got for this match. So we've got Vanessa's who you got. So who you got?
I don't know who I got. On one hand, you got Le Champion, the Ayatollah of rock and roller. A little bit of the bubbly goes a long way. But then you got Kevin Smith, the cunning linguist, the master debater. I mean, the guy has his own wheel slice.
So who's it gonna be?
I don't know.
Much later.
So who'd you pick?
Nuh-uh. I don't think so. You're going to have to wait to find out when the OG Reactors Late to the Party does a reaction to Chris Jericho versus Kevin Smith.
We're back,
and
bitches.
Here we are.
We're back, bitches. We're back for the Schmoedown reaction. So, Vanessa, now it's finally time. Everyone's been waiting. Who you got?
I don't know if I should tell who I got. Maybe.
You have to.
So, the moment that you all have been waiting for. Let me just bask in this moment here. All right, so the moment you've been waiting for. Hashtag who you got. I've got Kevin Smith.
Kevin Smith. The View Askew universe. I mean, how could you not? Anyone that you pick in this matchup is the right answer.
Yeah.
Because we all win. It doesn't matter. Your guy wins. Your guy loses. We still won.
We still get a good match.
Yeah, definitely. So Tim Franco, who you got?
Well, listen. I'll get it out of the way right off the bat. I mean, I have to go with my boy Kevin Smith because he's in my faction. You know, Quirky Mercs represent. So yeah, I'm going with Kevin Smith. I mean, I do think he will win, and I think Jericho. You know, I don't think he's going to be a slouch. I mean, he does know movies. He was on, you know, this last season of The Last Drive-In, which is like a horror movie like thing they do on Shudder. He was a guest host on it. If you listen to his podcast, he knows movies. So, you know, I think it's going to be a close match. But I think Kevin Smith has got this. I just think he has so much like referential knowledge in there, and it's just a matter of if he can access it. I think he will.
And you're very right. I mean, it's going to be a hell of a battle when it comes to the wits and the knowledge. And it's also based on how the game is engineered for them, too, because they are celebrities. We've seen celebrity matches in the past, and they are fun as hell when you give people something they can hit, because we are constantly practicing trivia every single time we watch these matches. Even if you don't know you are, because up here you're kind of playing along, where these guys have the knowledge, and they just haven't had the time to access it in this style and this format. So absolutely, give them trivia, give them something that's probably maybe a little difficult, a little deep cut, but it's widely known, like the Three Seashells and Demolition Man, where yes, there is a big group of people that know that. But for me, I mean, it comes down to the showmanship, and yes, Kevin Smith, An Evening with Kevin Smith. We've seen him live multiple times, but there is one man that I have seen far more when it comes to the live presence and seeing what he can do.
All hail the Ayatollah of rock and roller!
Absolutely, Chris Jericho. I remember the countdown when he was coming into WWE. They kept showing the and when he eventually finally showed up during Monday Night Raw, during The Rock's bit in the ring, I was forever in love with everything that was Chris Jericho. And yes, I love Kevin Smith, but Jericho was the unified champion. He was the undisputed champion, translating movie knowledge. And like you said, the podcast, he does such a damn good job when he's talking about everything besides wrestling. So, I think that Jericho can actually come out swinging, because we know he will, with the wit, the comedy, the knowledge, and just the professionalism.
I'm more excited about the fact that just them being on the mics. Both of them are amazing when it comes to just talking, to performing, like you said, to having these interviews when they're doing their stuff. So having them do this and in a setting of what we already know as far as the movie Trivia Schmoedown, and the fact that it's kind of like in the realm of that feeling of wrestling too, it's great. And I am so looking forward to seeing how these two people play out.
Match up.
Yeah,
definitely.
The banjo is going to be incredible.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I just want to see how Mark and Christian can get in there edgewise.
Right, and we were just talking about it too, how like when he is commentating on AEW and he's sitting there like he is making JR laugh, like it's just hilarious the things that he says during the matches. So him coming in and doing like the little quip bits and even maybe towards like Christian or towards Mark, it's going to be great.
He already destroyed Ace on SEN Live. So.
Yeah, that's so good.
Let's get into the battle between Chris Jericho and Kevin Smith now. Technology, y'all. So good. It feels old school, too. It feels like season 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And we are back. Ladies and gentlemen, as you just saw, Ben Bailey takes the win there over Andrew Guy, and he will be challenging Dangerous Dan Murrell for the Movie Trivia Schmoedown Championship in September. But that's the past. Now we come to the main event, and Mark Ellis, I cannot tell you how thrilled I am to be calling this match with you, bud.
Christian, it is going to be a sensational superstar matchup. In one corner, you have an incredible wrestler personality who has dominated matches all over the globe, and then he expanded his horizons to rock the finest music palaces coast to coast. But Christian, if he wants to break the walls down, he is going to have to go up against a force of pop culture for the last 3 decades. Writer, producer, director, actor, fellow stand-up comic, and a guy who had his humble origin announcement in the same way the Schmoedown started, in a tiny strip mall. I'm looking at your face. I'm looking at everybody in the chat room. The comments are going too fast for me to read any of them, but I think the feeling overall is the opposite of Dante from Clerks. We are supposed to be here today.
Well done, sir. Well done. Yeah, because look, this was a long time coming for so many different reasons. I mean, you look at my history with wrestling, right? You look at the fact, I mean, just in general, we were supposed to have Kevin Smith on the Schmoes No Show back in 2014. It didn't happen, and I don't think it was supposed to happen. I think this was supposed to happen because it all came together. It all worked. And the funniest thing was, when Chris Jericho came in for Collider Live, it was the one time that I said, you know what, I'm not going to bring up the Schmoedown today. I just feel I'm not going to bring it up. I talked to people taking pictures of belts. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah,
at the end of the interview, Chris Jericho looks up to me and goes, you don't even ask me about the Schmoedown? You're not playing the Schmoedown. And I was like, oh, yeah, sure. And we're talking about it, and he says, I want to play Kevin Smith. You fast forward, and what happens? In free agency, Roxy Stryer says, guess what? We got Jericho on the Rockstars. He wants to be with the Rockstars. And then Coy Jandreau goes, oh, I got Kevin Smith within seconds of each other. And I'm going, this is the best thing that has ever happened to Schmoedown because they both want to play. They both want to be part of it, minus any Cool World questions.
That's right. Well, certainly no
I'd
more
take a
Brad
couple
Pitt
Cool World
early
questions.
career movies,
Not many.
But you look at Kevin Smith, you look at Chris Jericho, and Christian, they look like they're in the best shape of their lives. They can do more push-ups than you and me combined, and they also know a lot about movie trivia. Yes, these are true Renaissance men. It's the best type of famous person to have on your show.
Danny DeVito?
Their crafts, plural, but they also care about showing off. It's going to be a good old-fashioned bar trivia hootenanny. And partner, we've waited 7 years for the match that's about to happen.
Well, if you want to see how we got here today, well, we're going to show you.
Of course.
Right now.
An Eric promo. Everyone
See
quiet.
those Nerd Chronic promos.
Uh-huh.
Have you been here? Do you know what the Schmoedown is?
I know what the Schmoedown is, but I've never been here. For years, I've threatened our good friend John Schnepp about coming to a Schmoedown, coming over here.
Super excited that you came in and talked to us for this long.
I'm just ready for my Schmoedown invite.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Are you kidding?
Like, whenever you're around, I would love to have you involved.
Christian's like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not calling a
Do you want to play?
Hell yeah.
Dude, 100%.
Do you need a
Music
manager?
to his ears.
Yes.
She's a manager.
Me and Roxy.
She's a manager.
Prelude.
Can I compete?
Oh, 100%. I can
Dogs
make
are
that
excited
happen.
about
Judgment
it.
of others,
Yeah.
but I can compete. Like I love that.
Kevin Smith wants to play too.
Dude, me versus Smith. Let's see what we can do.
Yeah.
Do it. Yeah.
The cut to black.
There it starts.
So what's this last one? What's the big one?
Hey, this is Chris Jericho here, and I will be appearing in the movie trivia Schmoedown with the Rockstars.
Yeah.
Jericho is in the movie trivia Schmoedown.
The Ayatollah of rock and roller, Chris Jericho, has officially entered the realm of the movie trivia Schmoedown.
This is exciting times for the Schmoedown.
Hey man, it's me, Kevin Smith, and I am proud to announce that I am finally getting to do the movie trivia Schmoedown.
Kevin Smith is officially a part of the Quirky Mercs.
I'm into Jericho, Kevin Smith. That would be a match I think would be really fun.
Chris Jericho
Made
versus
sense.
Kevin Smith. It goes down.
Like, I'll watch that. It's been a long time coming. This schmo wants in, man.
The pipe dream from the beginning was to get Kevin Smith.
They have become the greatest of all time in their own spaces.
Look that up. I'm not messing around.
There you go.
Les Champions.
That should be
Good enough.
good enough.
A lot of people ask me and Mark Bernardin to do it together. I think Mark Bernardin might have.
Sure
done it.
is.
Who are the bad
Magic Man.
guys in the Brad Pitt film Cool World? I'm like, holy
You're scaring me off this.
It'll be great.
I'm gonna lose.
Man, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not gonna bet against Chris Jericho on anything.
This is a territory he's going to be really unfamiliar with,
Cody.
and I think he's just going to get squashed.
Now this match right here, low key, it's gonna be biblical. God herself is gonna come down to watch.
It was
this.
really
Chris
clever
Jericho
promo.
Is gonna have to pray
Yeah, that
for
promo was
the
great.
apostles to have a chance in hell.
Kevin, gotta start by saying, massive fan of yours. That will be the last nice thing I say about you today. Chris Jericho is a movie-watching savant. He has seen everything, and today he's going to prove that he has more movie trivia knowledge than you do, Kevin Smith. So guess what? The Schmoedown is Jericho.
It is now. And if it goes over well,
Jericho, I know you're used to a lot of salty talk and threatening people and stuff like that. I don't play games like that.
Everybody in Hollywood talks about how nice Kevin Smith is, and I gotta tell you, that's a bunch of bullshit.
I'm gonna have a hard time beating you, not because of your encyclopedic knowledge of film, but you're Canadian.
Sweet revenge is gonna taste better than any of that movies that you sold in Hollywood.
I can't beat a Canadian. I would never. There's two kind. It's like beating a platypus. What kind of animal am I?
You're the schmo that's going down tonight.
just a little bit of Jericho just goes a long way.
Yes.
So good.
Like our rattlesnake man. Just eat a little bit.
I feel like I'm online for Empire Strikes Back right now. I mean, are you kidding me? It is time.
Darth
to
Vader was
do
Luke
it. Kevin
Skywalker's
Smith,
father?
Chris Jericho. The battle has begun.
Simpsons.
I cannot wait to get this started. And like I mentioned, this is a faction match. This is a league match. Both of these men were drafted into the league itself. And the managers have been going after each other and have been ready. And we're going to bring in both the managers right now. For the Quirky Mercs, Corey Jandrew, and for the Rockstars, Roxy Schreier. Guys, let's start off here. Roxy, you know, Chris Jericho, you and I had interviewed Chris, and you guys kind of struck up a relationship afterwards that started saying, like, listen, you know, this is something I want to do. Chris had mentioned
a great
that to
liaison.
you. And how did you get him involved to say, I want to play, I want to do this?
I gotta say, he is the one who really wanted to get involved. He asked me about it a couple of times, and when a spot opened up on my roster, there was nobody else that I wanted to fill it other than him. I mean, how could you turn down Chris Jericho wanting to play for the Rockstars? He is an actual rock star, and honestly, I'm so excited.
You're like, no, we're good, we're full. Sorry.
Prove ourselves today. So it was more something that he wanted to do, and it was really impressive how much he wanted to do it.
Yeah, and I was struck by that too, Coy. When you look at how excited these fellows are to be competing in the movie trivia Schmoedown, what sort of advice, what sort of training has Kevin Smith been through? We know he's a big fan of the galaxy far, far away. So were you the Yoda on his back, clinging to him as he's jogging through a jungle, fighting off snakes, and being asked movie trivia questions?
The way I see it, this is what Kevin's been doing for years. I let him know this is Hall H for Steve.
Tell him,
this
Steve
is
Dave.
Evening with Kevin Smith, but competitively, like this is what we do. So, frankly, I've
God, I
just
hope somebody gets the
as
Kevin
I always
Smith
am,
slice.
Voice of encouragement. I am ever the one that wants his team.
I mean,
to
you know
have
it's going to
fun.
be
I
there,
really
I'm sure.
want him to win
Yeah,
today,
right.
but
It
I
has
really
to
want
be.
that fun because this is an opportunity to show Kevin an entirely new world of geekdom, and I think he's going to excel at it. So I've been in his corner going like, hey, man, this is what we do. This is how it's run. This is why
Winner
we're
of
gonna
this
love
takes
it.
on
And
Doug
today we also
Benson.
get to win.
All right, well,
just how it
the
should
last
be.
thing I should ask you
Doug's
guys
in your
both,
faction,
because
right?
this
Sure
his
is.
faction
Usual
points, and
suspects,
because you both
baby.
have been going after each other and kind of building up the ranks here.
I'm their
Look, is this something?
I'm
do
their
we,
only
I
hope
can
now,
see both
I
these guys
think.
competing for a bid. Is this
In the
a
tournament?
one-off here, or do we think that we're going to see more of Jericho and Smith after today? Roxy, what do you think? Starting with you.
I definitely think we're going to see more of them, and today will prove that. But going to what Coy said, yeah, Kevin's been making movies for years, amazing movies that we love. But does he know anything about movie trivia? I don't know if this is a one-off for you, Coy, because we'll see if Kevin can bring anything to the table. For me, I know what Chris is able to do. I know how many movies he watches. I know how long he's been on the road for. And what do you do when you're on the road? You watch movies. So this is not a one-off. This is not a random little match that we're coming to just check off of a list. This is something that we're planning on doing, and we're going to compete, and we're going to win.
You just made the list.
You guys see how I draft? I don't waste spots. I had 10 spots, and I didn't use them all at any point. I left a spot.
And he doesn't even need to go back to that shtick either. Like,
I wouldn't have.
it was great when he had
my
it.
ranks be a and then 9. This is a man I want to play for the
They
Mercs.
basically
This is a man I have
disagreed
full
with
faith
you.
in.
They're
The
like,
team
no, he
of
needs to go
Mercs,
back to
if there's
that.
anyone that fits that description, it is Kevin Smith. He's a mercenary of trivia. I'm not sure what Roxy thinks Kevin does, because the man is going beyond Fat Man weekly. The man is putting more pop culture in his movies than anyone in the game. The man makes Tarantino look like he doesn't know cinema. I completely disagree with your assessment, and there's a reason he's on the team. He's ready to be a mercenary, and he's damn quirky, and this is not this is the season.
It's almost starting.
All right, well, as much as I love the both of you, I got to get you out of here because I want to start this match.
Yes.
So I'm going to put you both in the waiting room, and Mark, I am ready to go, my friend. How about you?
Christian, in the words of the great American poet Diamond David Lee Roth, I cannot wait to feel the Schmoedown tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I love how he
it's
just stares
time
at the
for
lens too.
Movie trivia
Schmoedown! It's been a while.
I missed it. I didn't even do it. It's been that long.
Representing the rock stars, making his Schmoedown debut. He is the former AEW champion of the world, the Demogod, the champion, Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, he has arrived.
It's
and Chris,
real.
look, man, this is something that you said when we interviewed you back in the day that you wanted to compete.
Little
and
Patriots-ish.
Are you glad that Kevin accepted your challenge?
Shipping up
First
to
of all, I've
Boston.
been sitting here for 12 and a half minutes listening to you idiots yakking back and forth. Good Lord, let's start the match already. Yes, I'm excited.
Yes.
Smith and I have a long-term rivalry on all things trivia, all things movies, all things rock and roll. And he's right, he's not Canadian. And I like platypuses as well. So that's the first strike against Kevin Smith tonight, is he made a joke about platypuses. I own a platypus. It's outside right now in my backyard. You guys didn't know that, did you? You gotta watch what you say around here.
I did not know that. I do know that the duck-billed platypus and myself share very similar mating habits. But Chris, if we get to movie trivia, here's my question for you, and I'll try to make it as quick as
Duck-billed
possible.
platypus.
You stood in a ring
feel like a duck-billed platypus.
your name. You've been on stage rocking out with an audience, loving every second of it. So where do you put your nerves right now? Are there butterflies in the tummy? You a little wary of what's about to happen?
Well, I mean, look, I'm going up against one of the great auteurs of our time. I've done 2 pictures with this guy, and he ran me through the ringer. He was a tyrant on the set, so I know how angry he can get and how mean he can be. And I'm a little bit. Listen, I got a lot of confidence, but Kevin Smith, he does this stuff for a living, so I still feel completely sure that I'm going to win on behalf of the Rock's stars. But I don't think it's going to be an easy contest at all.
All right, well, last question for you, Chris, before we start here. As we mentioned Roxy, how has been working with Roxy and getting you used to the rules and everything? How has that been working with Roxy?
It's been a month of tutorials twice a day. All aspects of Hollywood trivia, back and forth. Foods that begin with the letter Q. I know 12 of them so far. So she's been a firm trainer, but a good one, and I feel very, very prepared tonight, especially if one of the subjects is foods that begin with the letter Q. So I'm just saying.
Very well might be. All right, well, Chris Jericho, thank you. We'll put you in the waiting room here and wait for your opponent, and we will see you in just a moment.
Quesadilla.
Did you hear the guy? Did you hear how deep his white men can't jump knowledge is? He could run the table against Smith.
We're going to see what's going to happen in just a moment.
And his opponent, representing
It sounds like the brand new Joker products. He's walking with the basket.
making his Schmoedown debut.
He used brand X.
This is Kevin.
I get a grin again.
Yay!
Oh yeah, I got that shirt too.
Has made it.
He's wearing this shirt.
Kevin Smith, ladies and gentlemen, he is
I'm
here.
excited.
Kevin, look, man, we've been trying for a long time to get you in the Schmoverse, and now here you are, and you are competing against Chris Jericho. The first thing I got to ask you, because you mentioned many times Mark Bernardin had competed, and And is that how you initially found out about the Schmoedown, through Bernardin, or you just kind of heard it? How did you first be aware of the movie trivia Schmoedown?
What a great question. It wasn't Mark that first made me aware of it. It might have had something to do with Schnepp, but I think I even heard about it before I met Schnepp. John Schnepp, the great John Schnepp, our big Schweddy, interviewed me for his documentary. He had talked about it then, but I'm pretty sure I saw it in my timeline, in my Twitter feed years ago, and I have a vague memory of almost doing it at one point. Am I correct?
Yes, it was. We were talking about it as far as you coming on, Schmoes, and then I guess through movie fights and things about calling a match, and then as Frosty, as we showed in that promo, Frosty asked about it, you said no, I want to compete, and here we are today, and Coy Jandreau. So yeah, I guess the relationship you had with Coy from comic book shopping, and was that the only? Because I had heard, rumor has it that there was someone else, another faction that was interested in picking you up, and but Coy and the Mercs were the only ones.
There at one point, Coy asked me, and I had done a piece with Coy where we went to Golden Apple and whatnot, and he's absolutely lovely. So he had reached out and was like, "Hey, do you want to do this?" And I was like, "Oh my God, this is a perfect opportunity. Nobody's going anywhere. I'm home. I would love to do this." But then Sam Levine reached out to me right on the heels of that. And I had to break, or no, I wouldn't say break his heart, but I had to let poor Sam down where I was like, Coy just hit me up and I already said,
yeah. I love that they fought for him.
Yeah, I didn't get asked to the prom.
They sought him out
twice. So when I was in high school.
He's like, Kevin Smith is like Spike in Little Giants.
Queen, man, I really did. It felt like I could have
highly sought after prospect.
Ways, but Coy asked first, and first come, first serve, as we say in the convenience store business. Gents, I just want
I do not massage his calves with evaporated milk.
Watching you talk to
Sam Levine would get
listen to his hype. I kept easing toward the leave studio button because I was getting more and more scared. So before we get this going, as we all know, I once had a heart attack. I'm going to take my heart pills because I could feel this is going to be intense. So if I die in the ring, it's not because of these pills.
Please no, we don't want to be responsible for that.
That's a whole lot of medication, so I'm sure the heart's going to be working just fine for the next 3 rounds. Kevin, quick question.
Is your ticker all right?
I'm remembering all sorts of trivia based on those pills I just took, ladies
there
and
There
gentlemen.
you go. This is limitless.
I think I might remember who the bad guys in Cool World were. Let's see.
I don't remember there being bad guys.
That might be the pill from Limitless you just took. You might want to
there
look into that.
Yeah.
Just a quick question here because I enjoyed your interview on
Isn't
SCM
that the guy
Live.
where he
The
goes
name of the host of the
list?
show escapes me, but you mentioned how you may have been at your pop culture peak as far as knowledge and recall back before you became a famous superstar. So do you feel a little bit like William Money in Unforgiven, where you just wanted the quiet life away from trivia, and now you're called for one last mission?
I do, and I'm going like solo. There's no Morgan Freeman riding shotgun with me here, man. Not even a Gene Hackman in the bunch. So it does feel a bit like that. And I do hope that I will leave this at the end of the day and be like, you better bury Ned right, or I'll come back and kill all you sons. You know we can't curse, but you know what I'm saying.
Understood. Well, look, Kevin, we're excited to have you in, you and Jericho. What a match it's going to be. So we're going to remove you just for a moment, bring back Chris, bring back Kevin, and now our competitors. Say that our competitors have entered the virtual Schmoedown battlefield. Mark, how does the rules of round number 1 go?
The rules of round number 1 are
round 1.
8 questions from 8 different corners of movie trivia Schmoedown know-how. Each question is worth 1 point. There is no penalty for missing a question. There is no stealing, at least not in round number 1. As soon as we ask the question, you have about 15 seconds to write down your best attempt at an answer with whatever writing utensil you have handy on whatever writing surface you prefer. Once we ask you by name or nickname, please show what you wrote to your camera. At the same time, you verbalize your answer into the microphone. I'll remind each competitor you have 1 challenge to be utilized at any point throughout the 3-round match. You want a challenge, your manager's going to come in and they'll ratify the decision. You also each have 3 usages of the JTE rule throughout the duration of the match. If you're not sure you heard a question right, you want to buy yourself more time to get that correct answer, use a JTE rule. Christian, if either Chris or Kevin are unfamiliar with who JTE is, simply open Google and type in either thumbnail reactions or fictional dinosaurs.
Well done. All right, so we start here. Yes, Kevin, are you ready?
So ready.
Chris, are you ready?
Yes, I am ready. This is going to be a good one. One for the ages.
Then
Let's get ready to Schmoedown!
Round number one. Question number one. Here it is, guys. The first category is in the realm of action adventure. Who plays psychopathic career criminal Simon Phoenix alongside Sylvester Stallone in Demolition Man?
Nice.
Chris, I'm just looking at the live chat. And by the way, live chat, the rules still remain. Please do not type the answer, even a jokey one, in the live chat, or you will be asked to.
5, 4.
We hold on to it. We don't show.
2, 1. Pens down.
Woo!
And
Got
Kevin?
it just in time.
Wesley Snipes.
Yes, sir. Chris Jericho?
Wesley Snipes.
Oh, yeah.
See it. There it is. Okay, so we have a tie mark. Question.
I still got it. Maybe I should compete.
Next question mark.
I am as smart as Chris Jericho.
Can we just end it now?
Unfortunately,
that
we
was
got to
it.
break
That
this
was the
tie
game.
sometime. Maybe it's with this next category of 1980s movies. And your question, Michael Keaton plays a man in New York City who works for a local crime boss named Jocko Dundee in what 1984 comedy? That one's a thinker. I love it, Christian. They look like two young kids doing their schoolwork. Like, I'm so proud of them.
I love it.
I do
5,
love this movie.
4, 3,
I'm just
2.
guessing.
1. All right, pens down and hands up. We start with Chris.
Dopey Dummy.
Oh, that makes sense.
Dopey Dummy is not correct.
Dopey
Kevin?
Fargen
This was a
Passages.
shot in the dark, man. But like I've been watching Jeopardy for years, and I realized some people just do it. They don't always know the answer. They just kind of go for it. So I went with instinct. I said the Squeeze.
Looking for Johnny Dangerously.
There you go.
Damn it!
Well, if it's gonna go this way, I would love to see an unedited cut.
We can
Right.
I know.
Amy Heckerling's not dead, but she is spinning in her grave right now that we both lost that.
Bill S. Preston, you are a Fargan ice hole.
You cork sorted.
I feel that one's going to be the one that slipped through both of
Fargan
our
ice
fingers.
hole.
That's going to make the difference later on.
That hurt.
Well, we haven't played the tie game as we get to question number 3.
That's awesome. He knew
All
that
right,
too.
dramas.
Look at he knew that. Jericho
Robin
knew
Williams
it.
plays John Keating, a new English teacher with unorthodox teaching methods in what 1989 film?
Yeah, Chris, we should have reminded the fellas, like, we don't write the questions. We're just asking them.
Yeah, I know. Well, we're always to blame.
Lobbing lances at the announcers.
Yep. And 5.
JTE rule.
All right.
There you
first
go.
one. All right, here it is.
Thank you.
Good job.
Jericho,
Yeah, even
because I
Kevin
need
Smith.
to write it.
John Keating. a
Look at
new
Kevin
English
Smith. He's like,
teacher
oh, damn,
with
he knows.
Unorthodox teaching methods in what 1989 film? Chris Jericho using his first JTE mark.
And he's still thinking.
He knows.
Still thinking. The temptation is to use another one, but I don't want to spend it that early. Look at that shirt from Kevin Smith, just rubbing it in a little bit, making Jericho think a little harder about this.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. And Kevin?
Dead Poets Society.
Yes. Chris?
That's what I was looking for. I didn't get it. I said Awakenings.
Oh,
Damn
such a
it.
good
It was
one
right on
though.
the tip of my tongue.
Smith
It's a
goes
Dead
That was a good
Poet
guess.
Society.
That was a lot in the
forgot
dark.
the S.
I don't know if
I
you would
know
get
it
the
was
point
that.
for that.
That's the other
That's
one.
what I'm saying. I'm not going to get
Damn
my
it.
point. I'm going to challenge that. I'm going to
We
give my
can
point
should've
to
known
myself
that one.
anyways.
May as
In a
well.
row.
That's question
We make the
number
rules.
3, and we see Smith with a 2-1 lead as we get to question 4, Mark.
Yeah, Kev, you might want to toss Chris one of your heart pills. I think he needs to slow down that rate just a little bit. You move on.
I took them all.
Comic book movies is your next category, gentlemen. And your question. Billy Campbell and Timothy Dalton appear in what 1991 superhero film about a stunt pilot who finds a jetpack and becomes a superhero in 1938 Los Angeles?
I know.
I know
PJ.
this is all PJ right here.
Yeah.
I know PJ loved writing this
I know
question.
that.
Yeah.
Where the gamesmanship comes in. You get an answer quickly, you get in your opponent's head a little bit.
4, 3, 2, 1, and pens down, and we start with Jericho.
Rocket Man.
No.
So close, so close. And Kevin?
The Rocker who? The Rocketeer.
There you go.
Rocketeer. So, and now Kevin Smith. Kevin
He was
Smith
like, I
goes
know
up
all
3-1.
these.
3-1 as we get to our next question mark, number 5. And here's the next one.
Yeah.
Who plays Willow Ufgood, a Newland dwarf and aspiring sorcerer in 1988's Willow?
The categories fantasy, sci-fi, and Christian. I'm pretty sure when you hear Willow, they know what we're talking about.
Yes, sorry, fantasy sci-fi.
Oh,
That's right.
I'm so sad. I can't think of his name.
We've been watching Life's Too Short again
I
recently.
know.
Starting to get his confidence. Look at him. 5.
Oh, he's directing.
Oh my
4,
god.
He's framing the shot.
2, 1. Pens down. And Kevin?
Warwick Davis.
The great Warwick Davis.
Yes. And Chris?
I had Kenny Baker. No, I had Warwick Davis.
Yeah! There you go. There you go, brother.
Misdirection.
A little ride on that one.
And now only 2 points separates Jericho and Smith at the moment here as we get to the next.
Swerve.
He called a different audible, but I won't fight it.
All right, next question, Mark.
All right, gentlemen, this is going to be something that my partner truly hates. The next category, when I say it, I'd like you to each do your best fake laugh. Your category is comedies.
I've been waiting all your life for that.
Oh, I had so much fun with this. Good question. You'll find the line, do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? In what 1998 action comedy? Christian, fun fact. The last time I saw Kevin Smith answer trivia questions, they were asked on the CW by Molly's mom, Danny Fernandez.
Oh, yes, I remember.
There you go.
And
That was, the Crisis crossover thing.
Yep. 5.
He puts his hands back
4,
up.
3, 2, 1. Pens down. We start with Chris.
Oh, that is. Put the Fifth Element. I forgot it was Rush Hour.
You had Chris Tucker.
Rush Hour that was awesome. Rush Hour is correct. And Kevin?
I mean, you could technically challenge.
Jericho has 3. Smith
Because I was
5
thinking,
as we
I
get
was hearing
to
Chris Tucker in my
question
head.
number 7 in the category of horror/thriller. Who plays the character of Frank Bannister, a former architect turned ghost hunter in Peter Jackson's 1996 horror comedy, The Frighteners?
Been a great match thus far. Smith relying on his knowledge of Robin Williams. Meanwhile, Chris Jericho just channeling the spirit of radio with that last correct answer.
And we have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Kevin?
I'm pretty sure I'm right, but I was 50-50 chance. Michael J. Fox.
There you go.
Correct. And Chris?
Woo.
Michael Julius Fox.
There you go.
We'll take it. So
Whoa, very nice. As a Canadian, you had to get that right.
Look for as we get to our final question in round number 1, and it has been a tight match here, Mark. And Kevin Smith has an opportunity at 7 with Chris Jericho aiming now to get 5. All right, Mark, last one.
It's been a doozy so far, Christian. Maybe Jericho inspired by the mention of half of Canada's first couple, Michael J. Fox and Celine Dion. Your question. Final one in round number 1. In the world of animated movies, these could be drawn by hand or on a computer. Your question. Stan Bush's song, The Touch, was prominently featured in what 1986 animated film that featured the vocal talents of Orson Welles, Judd Nelson, and Scatman Carruthers?
Kevin Smith written this one.
There's never been a vocal cast better than the 3 gentlemen I just listed.
It was a really good one. And Smith is done, and Jericho's
good
writing
question.
down at the moment.
I only know the answer to this because I was watching something recently and this came up.
You would.
This
5,
came up. I don't even remember what it was,
4,
but
I have no idea.
3, 2,
JTE.
Second one.
Okay,
All
thanks,
right.
Jericho.
This is in the world of
He's
animated
used to
movies.
JTEs in the
the
first
movie
round.
I think of with this song mostly is Boogie Nights.
1986
Was it in
animated
Boogie
film
Nights?
that
It's like the song that Mark Wahlberg
Orson
sings,
Welles,
like he
Judd
records.
Nelson,
Oh, yeah.
and Scatman
Get
Carruthers.
the touch.
Without giving the answer away.
You got
Christian.
the power.
I see this
I
in
forgot
1986.
about that.
He was livid leaving the theater.
I remember.
We
I
gotta
also
get those
remember a lot of
tapes so
people
we can go to the
screaming
record guys and
when I
get
saw it as
paid.
well, and I might have been one of those kids.
It's a heartbreaker.
Yeah, it really is.
Home video watch for me.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Chris, your answer?
I know it's not right. Once Upon a Time in America.
That's incorrect. And Kevin?
No idea.
What a lofty stab in the dark that was. I'm going to say Transformers, the movie.
That is correct. Transformers, the movie. It is 7-4.
You got the touch.
If you would have said the song Hunger by Spectre General was in a movie, I would have got it in a second. Spectre General, Canadian band Kick-Axe, is in that movie on that soundtrack.
Is that true?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
There you go. See, he knows
it's
the knowledge in a
touch that
different
we need to
way.
help Jericho out here.
And
We're
sometimes
bringing
that
in our
happens, you know.
managers, and we get to round number 2. How does the rules work for round number 2 there, Mark?
As Kevin Smith shows loyalty to his competitor's country, here comes Jericho with the answer.
Hold on, Kevin. After you won the first round, this is your first prize for winning the first round.
Oh, I'll take one of those. What a great game. I played it. It's fun.
Yeah, I think I'm the one who bought it.
If it's from the Jay and Silent Bob brand, it must be good. It's like Snickers that way.
Boom, roasted.
It is truly a sight to behold, these two gentlemen on the movie trivia Schmoedown as we progress.
He's having a good
Round
time.
Number 2.
Both of them.
This is the wheel round. We don't have a wheel to donate to.
Oh, here we go, man. We got to
So
get
it's a virtual
Kevin
wheel.
Smith
You spin
in
it
some
with your
way.
mind. Once you settle on a category,
Spin it.
You hear 4 questions. These questions are asked to you
Spin
and
the
only
wheel.
you, not your competitor. Each question's worth 2 points. If you're not sure of the answer, ask us for multiple choice. We'll give you 4 options, one of which is the correct answer. However, that will drop the point value of the question from 2 points down to 1. Keep in mind, competitors, stealing is available.
Did I get all the questions right in round 1?
Yeah.
Did you two?
Yeah, I did too. Yeah,
And they will have the option to steal and get.
Where's
the
our
point.
bonus point?
Because Kevin
Yeah,
What'd you
Smith
get?
going to be playing a lot of mind games with
Jericho.
Chris Jericho there, but Jericho, a game effort coming back in round number 1, only trails by 3.
You
Kevin
got the
Smith
touch.
has the right to decide if he'd like to spin the wheel first in round 2 or defer to his opponent from the north.
All right, so we're going to remove both Roxy and Chris at the moment. And Coy, you got 60 seconds to talk to Kevin starting now.
All right, so remember the tips we talked about, and I feel like this wheel, we talked about the categories. There's a lot of your strengths in this wheel. So generally when it leans the strengths, I would say we go first to try to hit one of those strengths, and you've got the momentum of running, like you're doing great in that first round, and like the glee is there. I want to go with the momentum of the glee. But if you feel like you want to know where his points stand and want to let him go first to knock one of the ones you may feel uncomfortable with off, I would also understand that. How do you feel?
First off, hi. Start Coy with like, great round, Kev. Holy
Hello.
crap. You know.
Excelsior!
I don't mean to coach a coach. I'm going to go with what you tell me to do. You feel like I see both sides of the coin, but it feels like we might as well try to go first. There was a part of me where I was like, let him go first and I'll try to steal, but forget strategy. Let's just strike while the iron is hot. We'll start.
There you go.
I lean with momentum.
That's still strategy.
Hi.
Okay, so the wheel will come up. Kevin's going to go first. Here is the wheel. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Smith Movies is on the wheel. For those
Hell
of
yeah.
you who have
Yes, it
been
is.
wondering, and you know he's going to be aiming for those. All right, here is the spin. And now remember that Kevin
Meryl Streep.
stands on opponent's choice. He doesn't
What is
fight
it?
for category.
Kevin Smith.
Yeah, Chris, I saw Matt and Ben on there too. I think Smith might know a little bit about those fellas.
It lands on opponent's choice. So
Go
Jericho
for it.
will have the opportunity here. We're
Take
going to
it.
bring in Roxy. We'll put you guys
Are they
in
gonna
the
give him
waiting
Kevin
room at the
Smith?
moment. So put in Kevin and Coy and bringing back Jericho and Roxy. All right, so Roxy, you got 60 seconds to decide with Jericho what
I
to
want
give Kevin.
Jericho to take
Like
it.
the
I
great
want him
manager I
to get
am, I'm
Kevin
going to
Smith
start
in
by
the
saying,
next
hi,
round.
Chris. You're doing amazing.
Thank you.
I'm very impressed with everything you're bringing to the table right now. It doesn't matter that we're down. We have opponent's choice. This is where our luck changes. We talked a little bit about what we wanted to do here. Are you still feeling confident with what we decided that we were going to give him?
Yeah, but first of all, I mean, seriously, Kevin Smith?
I know.
You could, if you
I know,
put
he puts
Kevin
himself
Smith
a
up
little
there, you
bit.
got to put Chris Jericho up there too. I smell some kind of a Hollywood conspiracy
There you go.
against the kid from Winnipeg here.
It is
But,
pretty
Schmoedown.
he would put himself on the wheel, and I will say, in all my years that I have
What could you
admired
give
him, this
him,
has
man?
been the only time I've wanted to punch him in the face.
Or-
What is this thing he keeps doing when he gets his question right? I don't know, but this is our time to knock him out.
Yeah, well,
not
we
physically.
discussed this earlier.
Great.
Or
We're gonna-
Meg Ryan.
We're sticking with the one that we said.
Yeah, that seems
We're
to
gonna
make
give him
no
Meg
sense.
Yeah.
Meg Ryan.
Yeah.
All
Meg
right,
Ryan.
so Kevin Smith will be
This
getting
isn't gonna be
questions
fun for
from the
Kevin.
category of
It
Meg
might be,
Ryan. All right,
actually.
Roxy, going to drop you out here for a moment, bring back
Strategy
Kevin.
for them.
Kevin, you're going to get 4 questions in the realm of Meg Ryan films. All right, are you ready?
I'm so ready. I believe I'm in the cut.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
That's a Meg Ryan movie, ladies and gentlemen.
It sure is. Here,
That's a naughty Meg Ryan movie.
all right.
Oh yeah.
All right, here's the first one. Meg Ryan.
Okay.
Meg Ryan stars in what musical biopic opposite Val Kilmer?
The Doors.
Correct for 2 points.
Done.
All right. Question number 2. What romantic comedy starring Meg Ryan revolves around a call-in radio show?
Would that be Sleepless in Seattle?
Sleepless. Yeah.
Did someone
You
remind him
got
about
mail.
multiple choice?
It's incorrect for the potential.
I don't know if Coy said it. They said it during the rules, but I don't think Coy reminded him.
I would definitely remind him.
Radio show.
Yeah, should have.
The Sleepless in Seattle.
Correct.
That's correct.
Yeah!
Steal, big steal.
Big 2-point steal there for
I
Chris.
really didn't know that.
And question number 3. Question number 3. All right, Kevin, here it is. Who co-stars with Meg Ryan as a kidnapping negotiator in the 2000 film Proof of Life?
Russell Crowe.
2 points. That is correct.
The big answer.
It is a big answer. And for your
I believe that was the movie that everything went south in the Meg Ryan, Dennis Quaid world, right?
You're absolutely right. I think you're absolutely right. Here's the last question now in the world of Meg Ryan
That's how
movies.
he remembered it.
Which acclaimed director was behind the lens for the Meg Ryan film Kate and Leopold?
Mangold, right?
James
Was it James Mangold?
Yes.
That
For
makes
2 more
sense.
points, Kevin
They're
Smith only
buddies.
missing that one that was stolen, but he finds himself up 13-6. But a massive steal
It's
there,
okay.
Mark,
That was
by,
a
by
nice
Jericho.
chunk that he took.
It really was,
Kate
Christian. I mean,
Leopold.
without that, you might be looking at like knockout
nice
range.
chunk.
But Jericho getting himself back in the match. Hang on, I'm getting a text right now. Oh, it's from Dennis Quaid. He just stopped watching.
I thought for sure you were going to ask what Meg Ryan movie did she star in with John Candy and Eugene Levy?
Oh, Armed and Dangerous. Yeah, I love Armed and
So we're
Dangerous.
going to remove Smith.
I got my
and bring
Christmas
back
goose
Roxy.
early.
Roxy got 60 seconds.
I miss John Candy. There should be a John Candy slice.
I
This is
agree.
a perfect position for us to be in. Let's spin the wheel. Let's see where it lands. We know what we're staying on. We know what we're leaving. Don't forget to go to multiple choice. If you don't
That's
know
right.
the answer, go to multiple
There you
choice. If
go.
you do feel confident in
Roxy
it, then we
knows.
need some points here. So say it out loud.
I'm gonna do
If
it.
not, go to multiple choice.
Perfect.
You've got this. You have 1 JTE rule left. You might want that for round 3. If you need it now, make sure you're using it on something that you know you're going to be able to pull. Let's spin the
Okay.
wheel and see where we end up.
All right, here it is. Here's the wheel. And here's the first spin by Jericho.
Come on, please. Kevin Smith or
Jericho
Spinner's
could
Choice.
actually have the lead going
Take
into
it.
round number
An
3.
amazing steal, by the way. Amazing job. That's why I say always guess if you have to.
Disaster.
And
Do you want it?
Disaster film. 60 seconds to decide if you want to stay with disaster film starting now.
Do I have a chance to respin the wheel?
Yeah, this is when we can respin. And we
Respin it.
talked about this, we want to respin.
Yeah,
Yep.
All right,
Yep.
here
we go. Whatever we get now, we're staying on. So feel confident going into this. Whatever it is, make sure you go to multiple choice. Even if you don't know the answer, then make sure
Good
you
job, Roxy.
remember to go to multiple choice because you're not
Yeah,
going to be
she's
able to hear
really,
me.
really drilling it in, which is good.
Damn! Kevin Smith! Give him Kevin
So I have a
Smith!
feeling I know what's coming up. All right.
This is amazing.
We're gonna
Stay calm.
Of course,
remember
it
multiple
has to be
choice.
this way.
Epic battle.
Whatever he gives us right now, bring it
Oh my
on,
gosh.
Smith. Bring it on.
All right, we're gonna remove
Is he gonna get him?
both Jericho and Smith, and excuse me, Jericho and Roxy. And now bring back Smith and Coy. All right, 60 seconds to decide.
What do you think,
Okay.
boss? He seemed kind of scared about disaster movies, but the smart play, I guess, would be to choose Kevin Smith because I probably know
Fun
the
play
answers
too.
to
Do it
those.
for the show.
But we did see him spook out
Yeah,
on Disaster.
for the audience.
I feel like we should have played a both strengths and fear of weakness. Now, how in your conversations with Jericho and other platforms
Does he know
do you
your
feel
stuff?
he knows your films?
Well enough, but at the end of the day, he's had a career where he jumps off ropes and throws his body into people, so he's done other things in his life. All I've done, Coy, over and over, is I do Kevin Smith. So I really feel like
I feel like he lives disaster movies. You live Kevin Smith movies. So I
Kevin
think we
Smith.
go Kevin Smith movies, even if people do that as a cop-out.
Hell yeah.
Let's do it.
Yes.
Oh my God, who could ever see it as a cop out with a wit as sharp as a tusk that you just
Cop
described?
out. Oh, I see what
in a
you
red
did
state.
there.
Let's do it.
Red State. Perfect.
You just gave away the first three answers. Okay. We're gonna move out the manager.
It's possible,
and
too,
both
with the
bring
chit
back.
chat.
All right.
Should
All right,
be a
so you're
part
gonna
of the
get
game.
4 questions
Part of the strategy.
in the realm of Kevin
Strategy,
Smith
strategy.
movies. Okay.
First of all, let me just say I don't like that Steve Dave guy. I don't like him at all. Not one bit.
That's an answer too.
That's Coy. That's Coach Coy, man. That's my manager. Don't smack talk him.
Might have-
We'll have to jump in the ring, and I'll have to face palm you and stuff like that.
Once again, how am I on Schmoedown movie trivia versus Kevin Smith, and the topic is Kevin Smith? I mean, anybody watching is going to go, the fix is in on this one. But you know what? I'm going to best you at your own game, Smith.
There you go.
There you
Wait
go.
and see what happens.
Come on.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
If anyone can, it's you, Le Champion.
Well, here it is, and it just
Don't forget your multiple choice.
This category has been aced in the past by the great Rachel Silvestrini. Now, can Jericho do the same? We're going to find
There you
out
go.
She probably is
as
like,
we get to the first question mark.
All right, Chris. In the world of Kevin Smith, who's a director, your question. Jennifer Lopez appears in which film from director Kevin Smith?
I totally know this one. Just give me, let me think about it for a second. It's called
Jersey Girl.
It's with Affleck is in it.
yes, you know
George
it.
Carlin is in it.
Yes.
Jersey Girl.
Yeah, brother.
That is his final answer for 2 points.
I did
And
it.
crawls that much closer
Walk
to
there.
Kevin
Got
Smith's
it.
lead.
All right, here's the
Talk
next
Talk
question. Question
out.
2.
Gotta do the thing.
All right. Chris, Kevin Smith has a cameo in which film in the Die Hard franchise?
Was he
We're
playing like
free,
Shadow?
die
I forgot what his name is.
Yeah, he's like a hacker, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with multiple choice because I forgot the names of some of the lesser ones.
Makes
There
sense.
you
Go.
And since Smith has never had
The
a
lesser
box
ones.
office hit
He said since Smith has never had a box office hit.
Right.
ever.
I got
Multiple
I
choice
got
me,
it.
baby.
Yeah, it's
You got it?
Yes, sir.
There you go.
You can call me
Yeah, it's
I
Live
just
for your
didn't
Die
want,
Hard.
I don't want to shout it out
A,
if
Die Hard
multiple choice
2.
would get you there.
B, Die
No, I
Hard with a
already knew.
Vengeance. C, Live Free or Die Hard. Or D, A Good Day to Die Hard.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to say Live Free to Die Hard.
C is correct for a
Yay!
point. And Kevin Smith, I think he would have stolen that one, Christians. That's a big answer by Jericho.
Boom.
Really big. So that's the whole thing, is that Jericho's fighting here to make
Watch,
sure, because
is Coy gonna
most
come
of
in and
these we
challenge it
assume
and
Kevin's
say,
gonna
like,
know.
he said it
So
wrong?
here is
I
the
hope
next
not.
question.
Just let them have it.
Yeah.
All right, Chris, for 2 more points. In Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, which actor has a cameo as himself and says the line, "It always comes back to that effing pie"?
You got this. Come on.
Come on.
I'm the pie fucker.
I did a show with him. Jason.
Big.
There you go.
You mean what the fudge is his name?
Sorry. James Vanderbeek and Jason blah blah blah.
You got
This
it.
is so stupid.
Multiple choice.
You got it.
You got it, but you could go multiple. Come on.
Oh my gosh.
5.
Multiple. Go
4.
multiple.
Jason Biggs.
Yeah.
Multiple choice. That's a huge answer by Jericho, Christian.
Got
You
it.
got it. So that is question number
That's how you get it
3.
there.
So
You know,
funny.
you're
I
like,
would know that
think
guy's
of other
name
people
1,000 times, but you're on the spot. You're like, oh, what is it?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Well, here is the final question in the realm of Kevin Smith. And right
know.
now, look at this. Chris Jericho can tie the game
Wow.
if he hits a 2-pointer
Wow.
or even come within 1,
Two
even with
keats.
multiple choice. Here's the final question.
That's
You
right.
gotta
If he
give it to
misses
Mikey.
it, he does have someone lurking who might
Oh,
be
shut
able
up.
to steal.
Just ask to read the question.
Just gotta set the table here, sir. Your question. Travis, Jared, and Billy Ray are kidnapped by a crazed cult after responding to an online ad. In what Kevin Smith film?
Red State. Boom!
Christian,
Yeah.
going
Look
into
at
round
that.
number 3.
Look at
Game.
that.
He gets opponent's choice. It's Kevin Smith, and he does it. He shows us. He just insured himself in a third movie with Kevin Smith after that one. So
I already got one, baby.
yeah,
Already got one.
fourth. All right, so now we get to and we bring it back. All right, round number
Now
3.
it's a
We
show.
have ourselves a tie game going
You know,
into
like,
the
it's how the
third
Schmoedown
and
works.
final round.
Yeah,
Mark, how's it
this
go?
is good.
All right, folks, in round number 3, the
You
round
feel
that
it's
will
lopsided
determine
at
the
one
match,
point,
unless we
even
go
as
to
the player who is
sudden
on
overtime, which
the
is
downside
in
of
play.
the
Each competitor's gonna give
score.
us 3 numbers.
And
These
like
numbers
that,
can range
There's
from
just
1
perfect,
to
you
10.
know,
You
landing
may
on
not
that
pick the same
opponent's
2
choice.
numbers as your
Yeah.
opponent. Why?
This is how the
Because
damn
each
game
number
works,
corresponds to a
unfortunately.
unique corner
That
of
wheel.
movie trivia Schmoedown know-how. Your first question's worth 2 points. Your next one's worth 3 points, and your last
That
one,
wheel is a
if you
heartless
make it that
wench.
far, is worth 5.
You heartless wench!
Points.
When
of your
Ferris
entire
Bueller's sister,
career.
Jean,
Christian,
Jean
Kevin Smith,
knocks the
Chris
can out of the
Jericho
guy's hand.
deadlocked at 13.
You heartless
Kevin
wench.
Smith was introduced second, making him the higher-ranked competitor, so he will get to give us his 3 lucky numbers first. So, Kevin, from 1 to 20, what feels fortunate?
3, 7, and 20.
Hideous numbers, awful picks, really bad job.
Can I also interrupt and say that we could have challenged?
I mean,
Jeffrey
that's
to
on brand
I
for Roxy.
didn't want him to think that a challenge cost him. I want Kevin to win.
There you go.
With
Yeah.
victory, and I didn't want to insult a Canadian with semantics. Deadpool's repping Canada, but we're gonna win with a real win.
There you
I
go.
trust Kevin. I'm just
Shut up!
He should have. Okay.
Yes.
Repeated what Bill S. Preston Esquire said.
All right,
I'm so glad. Sat there going, live free to die hard. This counts. Whatever. I know it's soft.
There you go.
As I have to go into a category called Kevin Smith versus Kevin
Yeah.
Smith.
Yeah.
I have to say all of your objections get thrown out the window on that
Yeah.
one.
I was
as fair
impressed.
to-
You know more. You know more about me than me, you stalker.
You're high all the time. That's why you forget things.
All right, Chris, your numbers?
Some Meg Ryan things. Only some things about Meg Ryan. That's it.
The Celebrity League is
All right,
starting
I'm gonna go
now.
with
This is
4,
it. And Doug Benson, get
9
him into the
for the
fray.
great Guy
It'll
Lafleur,
build on there.
And 17.
Sexy numbers. I love those numbers. I'm
Thank
feeling really good about those. Way better than Kevin's numbers and his.
They will all
semantics
play each
talk.
other if they just have fun like this.
Manager. Yeah, well done.
She's
Corey.
great.
But a little more, sugar like Roxy's throwing around. That'll
I got
boost a
all
man's
the
confidence.
sugar for Chris Jericho. Let's do this, baby. Yeah.
You knew literally the category that we were worried about and got all but one. I have full confidence, full faith, and we're using 37, so I'm all in. I know what 37 means. I know where that's coming from.
You saw it.
There you go.
You saw it.
All right, so Corey, you do have 60 seconds here to talk to Kevin before this round starts, starting now, before Roxy talks to Chris.
Okay, so first of all, exceptional work. We're doing very well. The points on the board are incredible. And once again, I didn't want to win with semantics because I do have full faith here. This going into the third round tied is where I wanted us because this is more exciting. And seeing you have fun playing this game is a gift to the internet, so we're having a blast. Most importantly, in the wise words of Brody Bruce, waste not, want not. You have saved up those JTEs. You go into this with all 3 of your can you repeat that. So if there's anything you're not sure of, take your time. You've got all 3 of those left. The 5th question, if we even get there, is going to be insane, so I'd save them. But if you're uncertain at all, you've got 3 for 3, so now's the time to use them.
There you go. Perfect.
And saying JTE, that's where they have to repeat the question.
Yes.
Yeah, or you can just say, Kevin, you can also just say repeat the question. You don't need to say JT.
And then that buys me a little more time.
Yep.
Yeah, you get.
You want to be a pro
It's perfect.
when you say JTE like Chris does.
It's an easy game to follow. It's a very easy game to follow, especially if you play it once.
Yeah. The right Die Hard movie title. But
It's 13 to 13. Shut up. Let's go.
She's ready.
So I can give him a cuff in the head.
There you go.
You watch. Chris is going to be like JTE is Jericho because he's going to brand it the way he brands everything.
There you go.
Exactly.
All right, so Rock, you got 60 seconds to talk to Chris.
Honestly, right now, you just made up all 3 points that you needed to make up going into this round. We've got the momentum. You have this. You have one JTE rule left. And yes, you know it's called a JTE rule because that's what it takes to manage somebody. And you listen to me. Great job. Take your time. Run out the clock if you need to. Right down to that one. Stay calm. You have this. This is your game to win. And think about the bragging rights you will have if you win this game.
And I got to go against Roxy and
everybody
Snyder.
that you beat Kevin Smith after she gave you Kevin Smith on the wheel.
Oh, he's
Victory will taste so much better. And then you get to make fun of Steve Dave all you want. And yeah, he should have
Don't kill Kevin Smith.
Because lame management.
It's all good,
Let's
man.
go.
I'm ready to go. And just in case you guys are wondering, JTE stands for Jericho's Totally Excellent.
There you
Jericho's
go.
totally new branding. Brand it, baby. I love that. Here we go.
T-shirt out tomorrow.
To go into the matches now, saying, "Can I get a
All right,
Jericho's
so now we're going to
totally
remove
excellent."
the managers here, as it has been a managing back and forth, and we will see right now. Chris Jericho had chosen category 4 for his first one, and Chris, that's in the realm of directors. Directors. That's the first category. Your 2-pointer will be in the realm of directors. All right, here it is. Okay. Who directed the films Traffic and Aaron Brockovich?
Is it Soderbergh?
Yes.
I know it's some pretentious guy.
Steven Soderbergh.
Man.
Come on.
So if I don't know it, then Kevin can steal it?
No.
No, there's no stealing in this round.
Oh, okay. I'm going to say Aaron Brockovich is a
Don't waste
Richard
it.
Donner production.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, Jim Jarmusch.
There you go.
Final answer?
Yes.
Looking for Steven Soderbergh.
I knew he was a pretentious guy.
There you go.
Soderbergh. All right, now
Yeah, don't waste that JT.
We'll have an
rule.
opportunity to
definitely.
retake the lead with his question mark, and that was category number 3.
Yes, it was, Christian, and Mark Mosley's number corresponds to the world of new releases. And yes, we're currently under a pandemic. Kevin, these are movies that have been released somewhere in the last 12 to 18 months.
Copy that.
And your question. For 2 points and to take a 2-point lead over Chris Jericho. Betty Gilpin and Hilary Swank have roles in this 2020 controversial
I haven't
horror
seen it
thriller.
yet.
I haven't either.
I forgot what it was called.
Isn't it Hunted?
Hunt?
The
Yeah,
Hunt?
The Hunt.
The Hunt.
Yeah.
Well, damn if I remember the name of it.
Yeah.
The Edge. This is going to keep it even.
5, 4.
I'll probably JTE it.
First one.
Go ahead.
And a
Yeah,
JTE.
repeat it.
All right. Categories new releases and the question. Betty Gilpin and Hilary Swank have roles in this 2020 controversial horror thriller film.
Because it's in like short-term memory.
Yep.
I mean,
The
I've seen
Hunted.
movie,
Wasn't
he
that
play was in it, I
Hunter's
watched
CD
it.
in The
It's
Office?
like-
Yeah, it was.
You know, liberals and conservatives.
Yeah.
Damn if I
He knows the
can't remember
movie.
name
He
of
knows
this
the
movie.
movie.
Yeah.
5,
I'm right there with you.
4,
Is there a multiple choice? Not in this round, right?
Yeah, he knew
Zero.
it too.
1.
Look at that. Keep it even.
Yep.
Time's out on that one, Mark.
All right, we were looking for The Hunt.
The Hunt.
I
All
kept
right.
wanting to say the Pledge, which was a like Sean Penn movie from years ago. The Hunt. Damn it.
There you
We have
go.
ourselves still a tie
Yep.
game. Tie game
Yeah.
as we get to our next question now. Now,
Here we
this
go.
is a 3-pointer
It's
for
exciting.
Jericho, and you chose category number 9, Chris, and that is Brad Pitt movies. Brad Pitt movies. All right. Okay. What is Cliff Booth's profession?
Come on.
In Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
He knows it. Look at him.
He's a stunt man.
Yeah, he is.
There you go.
Hell
Nice.
yeah.
Correct for 3 points. And
The pressure
Chris
is
Jericho
on.
has taken
There we go.
The lead over Kevin Smith as we get to his 3-pointer, and that is number 7.
That's right, and Joe Theismann's number corresponds to Kevin. You mentioned on SCN Live that maybe you didn't know as much about pop culture now as you did back in the 1990s, and that is your category.
Come on.
1990s. And your question.
I was very alert in that decade and not yet a stoner. So let's see what happens.
We all used to do stuff more often. Your
The
question.
answer, I know for sure the answer is not going to be The Hunt. That's going to haunt me.
Here's the three-pointer.
What 1990s drama co-stars Tom Hanks and
Got it.
Denzel Washington?
Yeah.
Philadelphia.
Good job.
Nice.
Kevin
We're
Smith.
tied going into the 5 point.
That's awesome.
Look
at that.
It is all tied up. And now we get Chris Jericho
5 pointers.
to take the
Good
lead.
match.
Everyone's
again,
gotta be so happy
and
right
he
now.
is going to
Yeah.
find himself in
Everyone.
category number
Yeah.
17. This is a 5-point
Over the
question
moon
for
about
Chris
it.
Jericho. And the category, Chris, Tom Hanks movies. Tom Hanks movies for your 5-point question. Here it is. Okay. Who plays the character of Forrest Jr. in the film Forrest Gump?
Oh,
Yeah, huh?
uh,
Seriously?
Yeah. Kevin
Who's
Smith
the actor
knows.
that plays the character of Forrest Jr.?
I can't.
Because he's been in Kevin Smith movies.
Uh-huh.
JT Rula.
He must be somebody of merit.
He is.
Everybody.
I see dead people. What
There
is
you
the name?
go.
Haley Joel Osment. Woo! I
Everybody's
had to get
some-
You
that.
got it.
I had
Hell
to get
yeah.
there.
4, 3,
What was his name on What We Do in the
Jericho's
Shadows?
excellent.
last
Topher.
one.
Topher.
Jericho's totally excellent.
All right.
Topher.
Who
Jericho's
plays
totally excellent.
Forrest Jr. in the film Forrest Gump?
Come on, man. Pull it. This may be one he has no clue.
Damn it. Colin Hanks.
No.
Looking for Haley Joel Osment. Haley Joel Osment was the answer. So,
Whoa. Hold on a second.
yes.
That's a true story.
I
He's
was thinking of
remembering it.
young Forrest Gump with the shackles on his knees.
He's confused. He got confused.
Oh, yeah, that makes
That's
sense.
Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forrest Gump Jr. That's the kid.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Well, here's the position that we are in.
Simple
because
mistake, too,
Jericho
sometimes,
missed
yeah.
that one. Kevin Smith now should
he misses, they go to,
points
sudden
will
death,
win
yeah.
the game. So, however, if he misses, we find ourselves going to sudden death.
Sudden death.
Mark, question number, there's 5-pointer for Kevin Smith is number 20.
That's right, Christian. Number 20 in Barry Sanders' legendary running back number corresponds to a category of a man who every time you see a celebrity trending on Twitter, you see this gif because we're glad they're not dead. Mr. Denzel Washington.
Denzel Washington.
I'm ready. I'm ready to receive Denzel.
For 5 points and to defeat Chris Jericho, a man who's held more belts than Macy's and the lead singer of a band named after one of the greatest Muppets of all time. Your question. Who plays United States Army Major General William Devereaux in The Siege?
What an appropriate question for Kevin Smith.
I have no idea.
It's Bruce Willis.
Was it Bruce Willis?
Yeah. He's like the bad guy of the movie.
James Gandolfini.
Whoa! Sudden death.
We're looking for some new actor named Bruce Willis.
Wow. See, he's got a
That was a good guess, though.
It was.
It's Bruce Willis.
I
That was
hope
a
Bruce
really
Willis
good
is
guess.
watching this somewhere. I hope that this gets to him. It's like you knew it and you just wouldn't even say his name out loud.
Well,
Bruce
I
is
just
about
in
to
my
we don't
head.
speak him.
You know how basically, like they got Chris Plummer to replace Kevin Spacey? I've replaced Bruce with James Gandolfini in every movie in my head.
That would have made Die Hard interesting.
Well, Kevin's, Bruce Willis does it to you again here. As now we're going to sudden death. So sudden death.
awesome.
Now you got to pick those papers up again. We will be writing once again here. Mark, tell them the rule here of sudden death.
That's right, gentlemen.
Get
You're
it
going
right
to be
with them?
familiar with this
Yeah.
format
Yeah.
because it's a lot like round at number 1. Each question's worth a point. We'll ask it. You write it down. Once we address you by name, please show your attempt at an answer. However, it's different because if both competitors get the question correct, we move on
This
to
is
another
crazy.
question. If you both
This is
miss
nuts.
it, we
This
move
is
on
awesome.
to
Crazy.
another question.
Crazy.
However,
This is crazy.
should one competitor get the answer correct and the
This
other
is
one does
crazy.
not, the correct
mark me.
answer or is the winner.
All right, so once again, Coy, you have 60 seconds here to start with Kevin, starting now.
Hello. You did incredibly that first round, and that is where I feel like we're going to be really comfy. So remember how it felt, just the feng shui, the manifestation of the feeling of pen on pad from that first round.
Feng shui.
It's the same. We're just going back in. We're at the same amount of points. We were 0-0 then. We're, the same amount now in this setting.
Technically,
so
yeah.
Let's just take it home. How you feeling, man?
I feel good. I appreciate that perspective, and I'm even more mad at Bruce Willis than I've ever been in my entire life.
I
They worked it out, though.
We don't speak his name, so I totally understand.
All right.
Was James Gandolfini even in the scene?
That's a good question. I feel like he should have been.
Because I said it with such confidence.
You did.
He plays like a military figure. I just remember.
I mean,
what
I
it
believed
is.
it. It didn't help us, but I believed it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Coy.
So, and both
I
gentlemen,
believe
also
in
remember you
Kevin
do have
Smith.
1 JTE each in sudden death. 1 JTE total. So, okay. So now Jericho and Roxy, 60 seconds starting now.
Chris, we've seen that he has surface level knowledge, so he's going to be able to get some of these questions. You really got to clear your head. You have the deeper cuts, so make sure that you are listening for all of the hints you possibly can. Don't let a question go without at least making a guess. And, if it says junior, really think about, we're coming in. What does that mean? What do we got here? You've got this. I'm so excited that we're at this point. Like Chris Jericho, the Schmoedown is Jericho, and this is yours to win. Let's do it.
There you go.
All right.
Who plays Barty Crouch?
We're going to remove Coy. All right. So sudden death. Here we go. Okay, Kevin, are you ready?
Ready, Captain.
All right, Chris, you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. All right, first question, and we will not tell you the category also. Here it is. Who plays Hansel, Zoolander's male model enemy in 2001's Zoolander?
Good opening question.
It's a good battle so far. This match has been everything I wanted it to be.
Yep,
Been
he's
very
like
entertaining.
over
Both
the moon
gentlemen
about
came
it.
to play. They knew what show they were on. It's like they're laughing in the face of every other dumb celebrity.
3, 2, 1. Kevin?
Owen Wilson?
Jericho?
Owen Wilson.
Both
There you
correct.
go.
Yeah.
And we go
Keep
to
it
our
going,
next
keep it
question
going.
in
I didn't want to
sudden
go out with
death.
just
Mark.
question 1.
Yeah.
That's right,
yeah.
gentlemen, for another point and possibly for the win. Your next query. Harrison Ford plays the character of Max Drummer in what 2014 Sylvester Stallone film? All right, they're writing with confidence. They seem the 3 C's, cool, calm, and collected.
They're writing it down. The question is, will one of them hit it? We're going to find out in a second here.
Or
And
both.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. And Chris?
Expendables 3.
And Kevin?
Dang, I'll put Expendables 2.
Expendables 3.
Expendables 3.
Both correct.
Dang.
Dang, I got it right.
I
guess.
put Expendables 2.
Correct.
It looks
I
like
guess.
a 2 and a 1 and a 3.
That's a 3 as much as Live Free to Die Hard is the title of that.
It's from the Kevin Smith category. Kevin Smith, is that the one you're talking about?
All right, our next one here. The next question. Here we go, guys. And our next category. All right.
Christian, this could be one of the best matches, period, we've ever had.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is
absolutely.
crazy.
Pretty good.
It's good. So really good so far. All right, here it is.
This is great.
What John Carpenter film follows the adventures of Jack Burton going against the evil Emperor Lopan?
It's like they needed the 3 rounds to warm up, and now they know everything. They're lights out at this point.
They are. They're hitting like shot after shot. And 5.
Yes, sir. The check is in the mail.
3, 2, 1. And Kevin?
Big Trouble in Little China.
Sure is.
Same.
And
Big
we
Trouble in
Nice.
Little
Good
China.
job.
tied up
Yeah.
in sudden death.
get to 20 and then I'll be okay with one winning.
19 to 19.
I mean, I'm happy with
As
more.
We now get to our next question.
We can
Mark.
go all night.
All right,
I
gentlemen.
can go all day.
Possibly the win. Which villain runs for mayor of Gotham City in Batman Returns? loving these sudden death questions, and they just keep racking up the points. Christian, they might have the points all-time record at the end of this.
Yeah, we're going to find out in a moment here as we get to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, and Chris?
The Blockbuster. No, Two-Face.
No,
That's funny, Robert.
It's over. It's over.
Oh,
It's over.
What was the question? What was your answer?
Answer it.
What was your answer, Kevin?
What was the question?
I'm going to play tennis with you. What was the answer?
What was your answer?
I didn't have his answer.
Show
What
it.
answer did you have?
I said.
And your winner.
And your winner.
Damn.
Smith takes the win.
This means something to me.
I love the fact that we were second guessing
Uh-huh.
his thing, thinking that Jericho was
here in a
was
sudden
Right.
death battle 2019. 2019.
Did I hear it wrong,
Unbelievable.
essentially?
All right,
Wow.
we're going to bring in both.
Oh, I'm so glad he
Coy
didn't, like,
and
not show
Roxy.
it.
We did it, Corey. We did it.
Snooch.
There was no we in that. You win on a freaking comic book movie question. Congratulations, Kevin Smith. It's been your whole life you've been prepping for that answer.
Listen,
I get Quirky Merc.
Especially
I get
it
it.
being
I
a
was on
Batman
Dancing with the Stars. I
Right.
get it. You have to put the Hollywood guy over so you can continue getting ratings. You can't have the schluck from Canada beat Kevin Smith. I understand that. But let me say this. The fact that I went 20-19 versus one of the greatest directors of our generation who makes
Feels
movies,
good for him.
whose job is to know movies.
Yeah.
Not only did he have his own category that I got all the answers right,
Yeah.
he beats me on a comic book movie, which I told him 3 months ago, if it's a comic book movie question, you're going to win. So I came that close.
Yeah.
So close.
All right, we're going to put
It could've
Roxy
gone
and Chris in
anyway.
the room for a moment. Bring it back in just a second here. Unbelievable match here, Kevin. This was a fight. This was a scrap. This was everything.
It would have landed on like
I know you
horror.
had nerves
I
going
bet
into this
Jericho
thing
would have
because,
won.
obviously Mark Bernard that kind of scared you off just going into it. But was it what you thought it was going to be? Was it how was
Fun?
your first experience
Come on.
competing in the Schmoedown against Jericho?
Wonderful. I mean, I kicked myself for missing things like Sleepless in Seattle. That really bummed me out because when they threw me Meg Ryan, I was low key like good because I'm a Meg Ryan enthusiast, and then I realized that I'm not a big Meg Ryan enthusiast because I missed the Sleepless in Seattle. But that being said, I found the questions not to be as scary as Mark set it up. Like, Mark going like, who are the bad guys in Cool World? I'm like, oh my God, I'm never going to know this stuff. But I felt the caliber of questions were right in my wheelhouse.
it was good.
Man. That was fun. I had a great time.
Tip to the hat to the writers.
For Kevin and his manager, Coy. Kevin, you got a W.
Christian
It's
made me
your first
thirsty.
win. You're undefeated in the Schmoedown. So do you think we're going to see Kevin Smith returns in the Schmoedown?
I want Dan. Give me Dan, man.
Yes!
I'm ready.
Going for the
win,
top.
and I'm ready to go for the top.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to bark up that tree yet, but
Man, I'm like, hey, fool. Hey, fool.
Kevin Smith on out.
I'm ready. I'm ready to
He's
take
already a
out-
natural. He's already calling out Dan as his tradition. This is how it's done.
But Coy, one of the big things here too is that Kevin just picked up 2 big points here for the Quirky Mercs, and you guys are pushing even harder now. That's 2 points that helps out a lot. Now, obviously joking about Dan Merle, but there are people out there. I think there's the Warfather who's out there that would be good for Kevin.
No,
There's
we
all
give
these
him
other
high
matches
caliber.
because
You
I
use
could
him as a
see-
lightning
I could
rod
see Kevin
to
Smith
bring in
eventually
more
next season
celebrities
playing up
that
for these
would
big,
do really
these
well
big
with
matches.
this.
So
Will
I'm
Wheaton.
happy to hear it, obviously, and I'm sure you are too, Coy.
Will Wheaton versus
I
Kevin
think
Smith.
this season, next season,
Get on it.
henceforth,
But realistically, Benson's in the league
no
already.
easy feat. This Jericho was fantastic. I gave him some crap during the game because how often you get to give Jericho crap from a safe distance. Quarantine made me feel very protected. But I really, that was an incredible match, and my hat's off to him. We're the Quirky Mercs. Without Canada, we don't have Deadpool, and he played like an honorary Canadian. That was quite the feat. And Kevin played like a champion. It was incredible to watch. I knew he'd be great at this sport. I left a spot in the roster from him since January. Now we're in August, and the people can see why. And Kevin, that was spectacular, man.
It really was.
It was so much fun, and what was so strange is going into it, I'm like, well, Kevin Smith movies category, that's good going to be great for me. And it hurt me. It gave him like 4 easy questions and stuff. So I thought that was fun too. In the future, I hope there is no Kevin Smith category on the wheel. My enemies can use it against me.
Yeah,
that's true.
It's true.
Well, Mark,
It's true.
I mean, this is something. I think that what Jericho and Smith, what we didn't know, Kevin, you and I talked about this actually on SEN, is that Chris Jericho, whatever he does, whether it's music, whether it's wrestling, whatever it is, he comes to play. And to some people, Kevin Smith is going to knock out Jericho. That certainly didn't happen. There was like 5 questions deep into sudden death. He made you work here too. So, do you think Chris Jericho is going to have a future in the movie Trivia Schmoedown?
Yeah, oh Lord, as long as he's got the time and whatnot, I can see him coming back. Look how well he did. He's already full of himself, and now this near victory is the utter loss that I see it. Probably give him enough confidence to come back to the table, face other challengers. But knowing his, wrestling type of point of view, he's going to want another shot at me for some storyline redemption and stuff like that. But I think we deny him. I don't think I can play him again. I think he has to live with this and carry it like herpes for the rest of his life.
Yeah, I see this as like Khabib Conor. Like, I love Conor McGregor, but Khabib's not going to play him again. We took down Jericho. It feels comfortable. We'll be over here taking on other comers. Yeah. This isn't Diaz McGregor. This is not a feud. We handled that.
Cool, you bet. I mean,
I don't understand those references at all, but I agree with Corey.
Yeah. What I would suggest to you is you should hide. And if Kevin Smith does have a movie with Jericho in it, and you get invited to the premiere, you should say no.
I will be running very far at all, but this is like I said, the quarantine is the only benefit of it. I can work out all I want. I'm afraid. I accept that.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Smith, 1-0 in the movie Trivia Schmoedown. Kevin, it's an absolute pleasure to have you.
Celebratory. They waited to the end.
Can't wait.
They like the way the sentence worked out.
Thank you for having me. I'll be back anytime you need me. Set up matches, Coy. I'm ready. I want you to be I'll be Vincent in The Color of Money, and you be Paul Newman.
There you go.
I'll set up the shots. We break, we handle it, we run the game. We get a sequel. It's years later, just as good, and I'm Paulie in the corner. We got this.
Well, let's do it. Kevin Smith, good enough today. Absolutely. So, all right, we're going to drop out both Coy and
Jericho.
Kevin.
Come on, what's Jericho going to say?
Chris Jericho and Roxy Stryer. Chris, we were just saying this too, man. Like we had mentioned, whether it's music, whether it's wrestling, you told everybody, don't just think that this guy, because he knows movies, is going to take me out easy. It's not going to happen. You guys get to sudden death. You're pretty happy that you scrapped with Kevin Smith.
First of all, I almost fell asleep while those guys congratulated each other and kissed each other's butts for the last 10 minutes. I mean, this is Kevin Smith, like I said, and he lost. He won by 1 point. I mean, the fact that I was able to I honestly thought I was going to get 0 points on this. And have to give answers like dopey dummy the whole time. But to get that far into the competition, it was a blast. I loved it, and I'm very proud of myself. If I have to lose to somebody, it's somebody who makes their living making movies, and somebody who hires me to be in his movies. See how that works? So you never beat the director of the movie that you're going to be in.
Yeah, I love how he
give him the upper hand, but I took him to the limit.
Destroy him later.
I'm very proud of that fact. Thanks to my great coach, Roxy Stryer, for leading me here. And finally, one of my dreams came true. I got to be on Schmoedown, and I almost beat Kevin Smith. It's like when Mayweather fought Conor.
Yeah.
Conor can't beat Floyd. It wouldn't look good for boxing, and Kevin can't beat Jericho. It's not good for Schmoedown. But it's probably one of the highest rated shows you're ever going to have, and one of the greatest games, not just in movie trivia history, but in history of any contest ever, I think.
I would say sports history there, Jericho. And look, you did take the loss today. As you mentioned, it might be better for your career that you lost and you get to appear in more movies. But what do you want to say on behalf of your manager, Roxy Stryer, to all of the Rockstars fans out there, the fans of Jericho who aren't just north of the wall, they're all over the world, to the people cheering you on that we still see in the live chat with their comments of support? What do you want to say to the fans out there?
Well, I mean, like I said, it was a blast. It's a whole new world to do this, and now that I
Ariel,
like Kevin said, didn't get
Ariel, Jasmine. Holy crap!
Under
Under the sea. I went completely wrong with that one.
No, don't give away
Part
anymore.
of your
Leave
world.
it at that. You don't tell them your strengths.
See, there you go. Like a good coach will tell you. Thank you so much for having me, guys. And
I almost said Bell
moments ever, definitely in Schmoedown history.
Mark and Christian, let me ask you guys this.
Chris, got to leave real quick, so we're gonna let Chris jump. And Roxy, we do want to ask you, but Chris, thank you so much for joining us, man. We'd love to have you back, and we'll talk to you really soon. Thank you.
I would come back only if Roxy is my manager. I'm team Rockstars for life.
There you go. 100 out of 100 times, baby. So proud of you today. You crushed.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks, Roxy.
Chris Jericho was great. He was great. He did
had
exactly what we thought he was going to do here. He
Yeah,
scrapped with Kevin Smith, and it was sudden death. Roxy, you got to be proud of what Jericho did here today.
I'm really proud of him. He did a phenomenal job. He kept his head in the game. He got an awesome steal. He knew the JTE rules and how to play them. He went to multiple choice when he had to go to multiple choice. Jericho did phenomenally, and he lost in overtime, and that's okay because we'll get them next time.
Deep into
but
OT.
The real question is, who is the true loser today, considering this is the second time this week I've heard Kevin Smith refer to himself as herpes. So, 2 times saying that he is herpes. Really, who's losing this match?
Fair enough. I got
the person with the herpes.
A chance to ask Chris. He said he'll only come back
it's
if you
just
manage
an
him.
ingrown
So
hair.
obviously, I think that there's 2 things: whether or not you pick him up again in the draft, or he comes back and plays another match.
I have
You'll
contracted
see Jericho,
a disease
again,
for which there is no
competing in
cure.
I definitely think so. I mean, he is a busy man with a jammed schedule,
H.
a true rock star,
I.
a wrestling star.
R.
He is phenomenal. But once he puts his mind to something, he doesn't stop until he's the champion. So, yeah, as long as
I'm telling you,
Jericho
you may
wants
have
to
given
do this,
me
I want him
herpes.
on my team, and I bet we'll be seeing him back here.
maybe your
And the
stupid
fact that
husband
Kevin
did.
Smith doesn't want to play him again shows you that he's really afraid. And I guarantee you that match.
Nah, it's tactics. That's why he doesn't want to play.
Well, we'll
Tactics.
see,
The
Roxy,
Mercs- the Mercs
great
aren't
match
fear.
here
We don't-
today.
we
I
don't
think you did a
fear.
Great job
Come
with
on.
Jericho. He learned the rules. He did really well. So you guys should be proud of the performance for sure. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Roxy Stryer, the manager.
I ain't
Mark,
afraid
this
of no
was everything we
cosign.
wanted it to be. It was a battle. Smith and Jericho, they performed.
House
They
guests.
came in here. They battled. They did exactly what we thought. But the story is Kevin Smith. He does know movies. He's
We
the
should do a
reason
watch
why he's
along
so
the
good at
house
what he
guests.
does. He's a movie guy, and he showed it. He pulled some
I'm
really
on
good
board.
pulls there, and the strategy
I love
was
that
in
movie.
there. And now he finds himself at 1-0. And the question is, who is out there? In his next match. Is it the Barbarian? Is it a Brett Sheridan or another 1-0 competitor out there? Who can Kevin Smith play? Is it someone else that we haven't seen? We don't know. We just know that Kevin Smith is part of the league now. How cool is that to say that Kevin Smith is part of the league, part of the Mercs, and he just picked up a big victory here for Koijandrew and the Mercs.
That's right, Christian. And you could look at all the great rookies that we've had in the movie Trivia Schmoedown so far this season. You look at the Marisol McKees of the world. You can look at the veterans we've had forever. John Roca, William Bibbiani. All of them would love the challenge of taking on Kevin Smith. But what I'm really struck by
you
is
reserve
the
him
knowledge
for
of
the
both competitors.
big
Because Kevin
names.
Smith, you hear him miss a question like the answer was the Hunt. He'd seen the movie. He was talking about other stars, and it just couldn't pull that answer. And with Chris Jericho, a heartbreaker, he clearly knows his Batman. He was just thinking about The Dark Knight versus Batman Returns. So as much as they displayed with correct answers, they know even more in between their ears. So I'm looking forward to more fruit being born out of both of their very famous, very rich, and very giving mouths. It was so great to meet them, to call the match, and to do it with you, partner. We've waited a long time for it. I'd say we did okay.
I think we did pretty good. And thank you guys for joining us here today. You saw
Good
2
enough.
matches. You see Ben Bateman, now the #1 contender, facing Dangerous
Which we
Dan
did
Murrell
watch.
for the championship on the 11th of next month. That's right, September 11th. It will
That's my
happen.
birthday.
It will be Dan
Birthday.
Murrell versus Ben Bateman, Part 2. That epic match they had in front of a live crowd in Atlanta will now be on pay-per-view. Make sure you check that out. And we treat our Patreon, by the way, like a streaming service. That's right. All the big pay-per-views that we've done. This one you got for free. But all the ones that we do, the big matches that we do on pay-per-view.
It's
if
clever
you're part
doing
of
it
that
for free,
$10
too.
tier,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they had.
you
You
sign
gotta get
up,
the
it's like,
exposure.
With that
you get it
background
every
for
week
the
whenever we have one of these
image,
events, you just
if you
get
do
it.
the
Or
magic
you just
eye
go to
thing, it
Schmoedown
works
Live
the
and you get
same
the ones
way.
that you want.
I do it
It's
all the
that
time. I
simple,
just
plus
stare at
all
their
these special
backgrounds.
exhibition matches.
So you saw a sailboat?
Here
I
we
saw
have
a
matches that
sailboat.
happen all the time. So please,
A schooner.
check us out. Join us here today. I'd like to thank Mark Ellis. I'd like to thank Roxy Stryer, Koijandrew, and the great production team that we have here, obviously, that has done so much work. And the
Well
obvious thanks to Chris Jericho and Kevin Smith for putting on a hell of a match, and to Ben Bateman and Andrew Guy, obviously, too. But thank you guys so much for joining us here today. can't wait to see more from both these guys and from you. So thank you. Mark Ellis, see you next time, buddy.
Hey, Christian, we're not doing a live Q&A for the patrons tonight. We appreciate all your support. We're going to go rest. And after that first match, we decided we needed a little bit of a break, and then we took it. Then we came back with a match for the ages. Thanks, everyone, for joining us tonight. That is Christian Harloff. I am Mark Ellis.
Yes.
Molly was snoring the whole time, and I think she enjoyed it just as much as all the fans. Have a great night, folks. We'll see you soon on the Movie Trivia Schmoedown.
The movie, a trivia, a Schmoedown.
Schmoedown! So what a match, man. Like, both of them going head-to-head, going into sudden death at the end. I think we could not have asked for a better first match between Jericho and Kevin Smith. It was so much fun. I had so much fun between the two.
It definitely was incredibly successful. If you're just looking at it from a progression standpoint for where the Schmoedown wants to go, what they're able to achieve now with getting these heavy hitters. And granted, it was all the right pieces in all the right places. Jen Sturger, Roxy Stryer having the relationship, Coy Jandreau and John Schnepp having the relationship with Kevin Smith. Mm-hmm. So you end up having those seeds already planted. And from there, it can be used as a lightning rod to bring other people in. I seriously think whoever... or for one of the throwdowns, it's got to be Kevin Smith versus Doug Benson. I feel like this is the path you need to go. And yes, I know you want to put them against all the competitors that you have in the league. That makes sense. But their time is so valuable and so minimal that you want to have it be something worth it to them in the sense of celebrity. And I know Kevin Smith hates being called a celebrity, but it's true because these people are well known. They have a strong following. Put them against others with strong followings. I think that'll help the Schmoedown grow. I have a feeling that's the way it's going to go. But at the same time, that potential that you could at some point face them, and I think facing them will usually go down at first, and for the foreseeable future, in the free-for-all. I think they would show up in the free-for-all, and then you can have that moment where everyone goes against them in a Royal Rumble scenario.
Right, that totally makes sense, because if you have all of these competitors who would love to go against these characters, that to make it worthwhile too is to add them into the free-for-all and allow people to kind of shuffle in and out.
Right.
I also think that with you saying him going up against Doug Benson, it would allow for a bigger venue of people to come and see what the Schmoedown is all about.
Yeah, definitely. No, this match was incredible. I mean, we wanted a close match, but we also wanted a competitive match. You know, you don't want it to be close in the fact that they're both not answering questions.
Yep.
But they were both answering questions. It went to sudden death. It was very competitive. And, I mean, they had, you know, very, very respectable scores. I mean, they scored more than me in my most recent match. So, you know, very good job. You know, hats off to the question writers for making it, you know, competitive but also, like not easy questions at the same time. You know, it was like real, you know, this was a match, a real match. Yeah. You know, and I agree with you on what you said about you know, who partnering them up again, like who do they face? I think you got to leverage that celebrity a little bit. I feel like and really cross the fandoms, you know, and bring new people in. And this is the way to do it. And also, you know, that like a Doug Benson and Kevin Smith match would be just as fun as this. I mean, the banter would be incredible. And, you know, it would be it's an overall great match as well. And I think Doug would probably win that one.
And the connected tissue that we talked about with Roxy and, of course, Coy and Schnepp, we have that connective tissue as well when it comes to Sam Levine and Doug Benson. Sam Levine is a champion when it comes to Doug Loves Movies. And the two of them have a very good relationship to the point where he ended up bringing him into The Usual Suspects. They have played plenty of games before with Ellis, with Clark Wolf, with Leonard.
No, I was just saying that would be an awesome match to see Leonard Moulton go up against Kevin Smith as well. I mean, we've seen Leonard Moulton go into... He is part of the league. Like, he's there. He's done a show before.
Right.
So I would love to see Leonard Moulton come in and play against Kevin Smith. That would be amazing.
He had some awesome answers. Like, they were fun answers. He had a good time. Now, granted, it just depends if he's up for it. He's got a lot going on right now, too. But when it comes down to it, there is that group of the Doug Loves Movies fandom that do tons tons of freaking trivia battles to where you throw something in like this where it's more concise, more specific with a set of rules around it, and easy enough to follow rules and execution of rounds to where it's like, we need an hour and a half of your time. This is what it was that Kevin Smith and Chris Jericho did. That's what you'd be doing with this person. They're like, that looks like fun. And then now all of a sudden you've got these new fans in the players that see what we all saw as fans watching the Schmoedown, that it's just, I want to get in there and I want to play. I know I can do it.
Right, and you even saw that when you saw multiple different people coming out saying, who do you got? Hashtag who you got. And they were, showing videos.
Stingray from Cobra Kai.
Yeah, so having, like, even doing that was amazing to see how they were kind of invested in it too, and kind of showing support for which side they wanted to see run the table, essentially.
Right. And running the table they will, because, I mean, there's still plenty of trivia to give. Like they said about, like you've said, like everyone has been saying about the question writers, is that there is such an amalgamation of different perspectives, and that means love of film from different writers, to where you're getting a wide variety. It's like Rocketeer, well, that was PJ, but plenty of the other questions are coming from the other writers that are in there, giving us the stuff they love that they consider easy questions in their realm, to where it takes out someone like us the second we go up against it. And that was executed properly here. And of course, graphics wise, you've already dominated when it comes to the promos and just the product itself. Yeah, the product itself is fantastic.
I just want to take a second here just to say, like, the questions were fantastic. I thought all of the questions were to the point where it's like, oh, these are, like, questions that you can know, but at the same time, they're not super easy questions that you're like, oh, well, I can get that off of back of a cereal box, type thing. So, it, hats off to PJ and the writers team for making such a very very good match, to the point where, like, it allowed us to stick with Chris and with Kevin throughout the whole match. I would love to see Jay in there too.
Oh, 100%. Jason Mewes. Yeah. You could tap the View Askew universe and bring plenty of them in to have, like, exhibitions against each other.
Right.
But the world is their oyster, essentially. Right. There is so many different ways that they can go, and now you've cracked that code of getting those top names in the space, and I think it would re-energize some of those other competitors that are at the lower level, like maybe Mark Bernardin would come back. You end up getting something that a camaraderie that they all can share, and bragging rights going up against each other in their own personal time. They can talk about this stuff. Yeah. And that's something that you want to kind of be a part of. And I think the first step was Kevin Smith and, of course, Jericho. But I'm really excited to see what comes of this, because numbers-wise, if it's successful and Skybound and everyone's happy and they can just keep pushing forward, it brings in a sponsorship that would end up paying for the growth of this product. I think we're looking forward to something pretty badass for the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. That's why we had to come and check in on it in our own way, which has been quite some time. Yeah. So either way, guys, thank you for watching our reaction and lengthy discussion. Had a lot to say before and after, but that's what these Schmoedown reactions are for. Right. You can also like and subscribe.
And do the thing on our Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, Stardust.
All the social networking gin joints. Tim Franco, thank you so much for joining us. I know you just had a match. Tell everybody where they can find that.
Thanks for having me. You can find my match on the Schmoedown Entertainment Network. It dropped on Tuesday, I believe, against Tom from the Den. If you haven't checked it out, I won't spoil it now. It's a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun, and yeah, I just like having fun on the Schmoedown. So that's my gameplay.
That's what brought us together in the digital content creation world.
Where else can they find you, Tim?
You can find me on Twitter at tfranco84. And yeah, that's it. I got rid of Facebook, so we're not doing that.
Makes sense. Shedding the fat, trimming the hedges a little bit. So thank you guys. You can also kick into the party, fuel the party, keep the party going on our Patreon. We are going through Harley Quinn right now. Check out our full episode reaction watch-alongs on our Patreon, or check out the highlights available on our channel now. So thank you guys so much. And as always,
now it's time to say goodbye.
And this party is over. Bye.
Bye.
Of course. It was not intentional, but it lands on the champs.